And Grace, are you ready?
Almost. We have a special video for tonight, so it'll be just a little longer.
Hey, I'm going to have one a little later myself, too. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Who is it today that giving away this lovely bride's hand in marriage? Okay.
Away we go.
Oh, yeah. Is that the funnel of love?
Payday.
Lately I've been lying awake and thinking about how everything changes. Never say never, we've got forever. I am a mess without a question. When I'm with you, it feels like perfection. And don't you know I need you so? Oh, when you love me,
Then you gotta kiss you.
behind me. I see the world as it should be. You see me just as I am. I'm alive whenever you lay down beside me, closer with every heartbeat. I give you all that I am.
Come to me with your heart wide open, and we say so much with words unspoken. Wherever you go, there I will go to, and I can't imagine without you. Don't you know I need you so?
When you love me, I leave my worries.
Well, Michael, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. You would like to kiss your
I
bride?
see the world as it should be. You see me just as I am. I'm alive whenever you lay down beside me, closer with every heart.
And may I say, Michael, that's some of the best lip syncing I've ever seen.
Where's my?
Well, where am I?
I don't know. You've abandoned me. I do that for him. He wasn't even watching. Were you watching? There he is.
There he is. Oh, I was just kind of up in the clouds. I had to come back down to planet Earth. That was awesome, Grace. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you. And we thank all of you for being here with us tonight. First and foremost, a big shout out to Captain Jack Scriper for his raid and being here. And definitely
Congratulations to Marge there. She did identify the secret guest. So that was good for you, Marge. And so, yes, Grace, you were saying?
Also, I did want to give a big shout out to our moderators. If you are in here, please drop your links onto the channel so that we can go ahead and share those. And we encourage all of you to get over there when you can and hit that subscribe and the like button.
Lucky Dog Sue. How do you do?
How do you do? And I see Kat and I see Mo Bang for your buck, Tim, and he's getting ready to go to the big Mayberry meetup in his new van.
I wonder which vehicle he'll use, the van, or maybe he'll have a third one by now. Who knows?
We'll find out. Stay tuned. I'm sure there will be more on that. And yeah, there's Kat and Angie. Thank you guys for all being here. We appreciate you.
Mr. Connecticut.
Definitely.
From Waterbury. John, welcome.
And for those of you new to the channel and the new subscribers, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that follow button and the bell, and we can let you know when we have new videos coming out or when we might pop up live from who knows where.
That is true. RV Ashes in April. Angie, hey, and families, welcome. And Kathleen is here. Good to have you here. So, yeah, we got a nice, happy pack. I think I've seen a couple others there. If I missed you, pipe in again. Want to say howdy to everybody. And if you want to do a little shout out for your channel, sure, that would be okay. We'd love to kind of get going. You two are behind on my ride.
I'm not behind.
We are, aren't we?
I've seen it. I was there. I checked it out. Michael might be a little behind, but I'm on it. Yeah. So today's show, we're going to be discussing what's new in travel and other things in the news that might pertain to us and our adventures.
I've got my show notes ready. You want me to run through them, Grace?
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to talk about costume party at the end of the month. I got a little clickbait we're going to talk about in Kabuki Theater. What's up with that? Kaliki's status. Maybe getting a little bit more of Lake Sonoma. That was the video that Grace had produced. Great job, Grace. National parks, no more lotto this year. Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp app. Oh boy. And outages with whistleblowers. Interesting. COVID in the economy. Thor Industries is making bank with lots of dinero. Dollar Tree, they're going to be upping their prices a little bit.
What?
Mountain View, yeah, I know. It's hard
How
to
am I gonna
believe. We'll
afford
get
glasses?
to it. Stay tuned. Mountain View, California, down in the Silicon Valley is going like Reno, Texas, some others. I'll tell you about what's going on there. Not all good news for RVers. Canada is open. USA, not so much. We'll talk about Colorado Martini. We want to hear about Denise a little bit and her fall foliage. Maybe you've got some fall foliage stories you can share with us. Starlink is coming to the end of the beta, which means we're going to have more service. We're looking forward to that. In the Salton Sea. Pew, if you've ever been there, down there by Enza Borrego in the southern part of California, kind of smelly, but they're going to be making some serious bank themselves. And we'll talk about lithium batteries.
Lots
Photos
of
of the
stuff
week.
coming up, huh?
Got coming up. And how about defending your domicile? We've seen some videos out on the YouTube. I don't know if they're disturbing, but we like to think about the great things. But some people are like, well, let's talk about weapons. It's like, what? So yeah, we got quite a few fun topics for today. So are we ready to get rolling?
We are. Hello to Lance. I see you coming in and some other ones. Make sure to say hello. I do want to go ahead and let everybody know that next Saturday night, Michael's probably going to be solo. I've got babysitting detail. So if you want to keep Michael company, send him an email at michael@californiatravelvideos.com so you guys can keep him entertained and keep the show moving. Join him.
Somebody wants to be a co-host. That would be fun. Maybe the Boomer. Haven't seen him up here on the stage here for a while, but let's good to have you here.
And then,
or maybe an interview also. If you don't want to be just a co-host, you want to be interviewed. Hey, we're cool with that. So yeah, let me know. Michael at CaliforniaTravelVideos.com.
And Tim was asking about the upcoming costume party. That's going to be on October 30th,
What?
the night before Halloween. We want to encourage everybody who possibly can to come on in, bring your costumes. Definitely wear a costume. Don't come without one. And join us. Let's have some trivia. Let's tell some jokes. Let's spin the wheel and let's have some fun.
Fun. I like fun.
Is that your costume?
No,
So-
I hope not.
I think before we get started on the show, let's have a Kaliki update. Hi, Robin, Jan. So nice to see you guys. It's been a minute. So,
Wait, before you do that, Grace, I just need to interject is that you've got something there. It looks like she's having some jerky. I don't know if it's making you hungry, but watch this. Okay, Grace.
What?
We're going to do a trick or treat. Is it a trick for you or for Kaliki?
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give you a Kaliki update. Let me go ahead and show that to you.
We do for dogs.
Kaliki, come on. Come.
It's a sail.
No, come here. Come on. Come on. Kaliki. Kaliki. Kaliki, come. Hey. Totally ignoring me. Kaliki. Come on, buddy. I'm going to go get my daddy.
Okay, Kaliki, come here. Come. Come on, boy. Come here. I know. Come on. Go. Come. Come on. Okay. Okay, sit. Come on, sit. That a boy. Okay. Are you ready to be down? All right, that's fine by me. One little squirt. Two little squirt. Don't shake your head yet. I'll get out of the way first. Okay, on the other side. Good boy.
You make it look easy, Daddy.
Okay, we're gonna rub it up.
Eileen's favorite. Right here.
Shuffle.
Wow, I'll have some chaffle. That's cheese waffle. If a bill comes in. Oh, there he goes.
So as you
So
see,
Kaliki gets this
he's
treat.
improving. He's getting over, or we're starting to treat an acute ear infection. I think it was a stage 4, so it's pretty serious. So we definitely thank all of you for your prayers and your well wishes. I can't hear you.
I'm here. I thought you were still on a roll. This is the first time in how many years we've been doing this that we didn't speak over one another.
I think that's the only
funny.
time we've been silent. They probably thought we were like we had audio technicalities. Apparently you're getting something ready. Thanks to those of you coming in. I see Van City. How you doing? My husband is quiet tonight.
It is. What is happening here? We got to, this is dead time is deadly, honey. So here we got a couple others came in. Van City Adventures. Daryl up north there, just on the other side of the Great Divide. Welcome, Robin Jan. Good to have you here. I see you're kind of joining in with the hardy party. So, yeah, I guess why don't we go ahead and get our first item and get this baby a-going. Are you ready, Grace?
I'm ready.
Okay, so where to start? So let's talk a little bit about getting out to Lake Sonoma. We normally end up going, some hours away, but occasionally it's just kind of, a couple hours away. And then this one was 35 miles north of us, and we've never been there before. I don't know. Have you ever had any of those experiences where you've seen some things in your neck of the woods, and then you discover that ain't half bad? In fact, it is more than half good. So our nearest city north of Santa Rosa. What's that?
I said that's going to be a great video.
Yes, about 20 miles north. Now we're getting to talking each over again. That's good. We want to keep it livid. So anyway, another 15 minutes past that is Warm Springs Dam is some big controversy. You know how the government is supposed to put it in for about 30 to 50 million dollars, and several $100 million later because of all the legal things for environmental issues and so on and so forth. But yeah, we went up. There was only 15 campsites where we were staying. It was kind of on the top of a ridge overlooking the marina. They have maybe, what would you say, Grace, a couple hundred boats, houseboats, jet skis that are in
At the marina?
At the marina. Yeah, I'd say a couple hundred.
I don't know. I was too busy being mesmerized by the one for sale for $105,000. That one was sweet.
And how did we know that when we were like a quarter mile away or more? Not with our binoculars. We got in our inflatable kayak. And so
we took a ride.
We went and we took a ride right by the railroad. So no railroads up there. On the other hand, one of my neighbors said, "Hey, it's a great road out to the coast." And well, yeah, I guess if you've got a four-wheeler or something, when you got a 10,000-pound RV and our Mercedes diesel, the turbocharger kept kicking in first gear. It was like, what do you go in second gear? And we thought, after about an hour of that, enough of that. So we
Michael blames it on the steep hills. I blame it on Michael and all of his accessories. Because every toy that Michael gets, Michael will bring a new toy and it'll be about this big. Oh, look, I have a new toy. Isn't it nice? And if it was all by its little lonesome, it wouldn't be that bad. But Michael's toys have friends. All of Michael's toys have friends.
Yeah, that's true. Guilty as charged. But hey, it was only like 35 miles away, as I mentioned. So, yeah, we get 15 miles a gallon. So just a couple gallons of diesel to and fro. So, yeah, that was a nice thing. So 15 miles a gallon is not too bad, but it is even nice when you can just, especially with prices now, it's almost $5 here in California. Don't judge us too harshly. We're trying to keep the environment as best we can, yada, yada. But hopefully it's going to be better prices this winter.
So you have an update and you have some news regarding our beautiful national parks, don't you?
I do. So, here's the deal between us is that it's been hard to get into the national parks, a lot of them. Now there's 60 some of the national parks, I guess, but there's been, the kind of the top 5 that, don't bother coming unless you make it. Here, take a card, any card. No, lotto is what they were doing. So they had the lottery, and they would, in the last week, they'd still have another 1,000 or so. They'd open up to places like Yosemite up in the Sierras between ourselves in California and Nevada. But those are gone. I mean, it's getting to be towards winter. In fact, you see me, I got a little extra clothing on today. It's like starting to get even cool here in the northern part of California. So at any rate, Yosemite. In fact, I think I've got some pictures here. Let's do a picture show. There we go. So that is Yosemite. Yeah, it looks like the redwoods to me. Rocky Mountain National Park in a great state of Colorado, where you'd expect the Rockies to be. And then up towards Montana. We wanted to get there. We just touched into Montana a couple months ago, but couldn't get into Glacier. Of course, they're all on allocation. The Lotto, thank goodness that's behind. But now some of it's starting to close down on the east side, I'm sure. And then a place we love, I don't know if any of you will remember this one, over on the right coast, as far north as you can go, Acadia National Park.
Acadia.
We had a great time there. And here's one we learned in Utah: bring your alcoholic beverages before you get to the state, because if you can't get into the state store on certain times, you'd be a little dry. How dry I am. Anyway, Zion, beautiful place, and great photos there. And those are some of the places now that are opened up without reservations, but still call ahead. And then there's places like out our way, such as the south of Yosemite a little bit, Sequoia. They've had some fires a couple of years back, and they've had them again. Sequoia, redwoods, due to some wildfire. So you still should call ahead. But I'm glad we don't have any of the allocations on that doggone lottery system. So how about you, Grace? Are you looking forward to having us go to some national parks at some point?
Definitely. I would love to get back to Yosemite. It's without a doubt one of my favorites. I don't know. They probably have some more lakes up there that we could go kayaking in. Kayaking.
Kayaking.
I can't talk tonight. I went to the doctor. I asked him, after Kaliki's done taking this medication, will I be able to talk again? He said, sure. I said, good, because I never could before. Ooh, let me get the gong.
Oh, here. I should have one.
So Kathleen says,
okay, let's talk
CBS
about, oh, go ahead.
Kathleen says CBS Morning Show had a bit on national parks this morning, showed the very long lines at Zion. Currently long lines when school's going? That's a bummer.
We got to tell our Zion story then. We were going to go back to Zion, and there is this thing. We like our apps, and we're going to talk about Facebook and WhatsApp and that in just a second. But you go over there and you tap on your app, and kind of so great. You can say, well, what's the temperature is going to be there? And Grace looked as we were getting so close to Zion.
Our second time.
Gone in for a second time, the second trip. We're about an hour and a half or 2 hours from where we were at, and we're there at Cracker Barrel having a great meal. It was one of our first times at Cracker Barrel, and get on the app and it says, oh, it's in like the 25 to 30 degree temperatures. That I wasn't ready for freezing, and we'll talk about freezing pipes and antifreeze that a little bit later in the show. Okay, we won't go. So we turned around. It took another hour and a half to get back, and then it was like I was looking somewhere. I can't believe it was that cold at the lower elevations at Zion. And then we made the big discovery. Grace, you want to say what the big discovery was you found out?
I wasn't reading it in the terms I was familiar with. Somehow it was defaulted to Canada terms. But speaking of Canada, Robin Jansen.
Wait, no, let me kind of say, Grace, it was like we thought it was Fahrenheit and it was giving us in centigrade. So here it was going to be in the 60s and the 70s, and we thought it was freezing. So oops. Stuff happens.
Robin Janner is saying that they would love to go to so many U.S. national parks once the borders finally open up. So stay tuned. Michael's got some updates in that area, and we can't wait till those borders open up as well.
Yes. Diane is here with us. Diane, the Phoenix, the life of the Phoenix. I hope you're doing a good time resurrecting yourself today and others around you. So, any rate, yeah, moving on. So how about, the C word again, COVID and the economy. Yeah, we're going to mix them up a little bit there to kind of blend it a little bit differently than normal. But what do you see in our future as RVers? Inquiring minds must know. So when we were in Montana, they're saying, hey, don't need masks up here. Just stay 5 feet away. I thought, well, that certainly sounds like a reasonable thing. We got into parts of Idaho, and it's like, well, you should wear a mask, but nobody's enforcing it too much. Got into Nevada, and it's like, you're not getting past the door unless you have your mask on. So it is kind of checkered, I guess you might say, from state to state. And as long as it works for those states, I hope that's a good thing. And so, when we go down to Quartzsite in January and Lake Havasu, we're really excited about that, and not sure what kind of precautions we'll be taking, but hopefully it's not going to be stay at home like a lot of people did this time last year.
W&S. Wait and
yes,
see.
W&S. So, so at any rate, it's kind of interesting that regarding the jobs or last couple of months lack therein. So, 2 months ago, we had 366,000 jobs were added in August. And then September, it went down to 194,000 because of the COVID Delta peaking. 500,000 new cases in a month. Yikes. Even some that have had their shots. Yikes. But hopefully, they weren't having to go to the hospital anyway. So, but so now the federal government, with our inflation rate, it's not so good for us retirees. Our pensions don't go up, but it's been running 4.5% so far this year. So this has been a huge year. And if you've been doing well in the stock market,
nailed it.
You nailed it.
I'm going to segue just for a moment to welcome Randy Thomas, who says, well, at least put some cotton in your ears. Don't want creepy crawlers invading, because we know Randy always has a punny line to tell. So
he has
welcome.
a punny, 2/3 pun PU. But hey, we can use some of Kaliki's solution. Just kind of put it in our ears and
Yeah, and
just
we'll
do
get
the
some of
old
those
shake.
big old swabs to put in there. And we welcome I
Amen.
see Linda here. So welcome, Linda. It's good to see you.
Hey, Linda.
So
Yeah, Gracie. Hi,
RV
Gracie.
Living Life is actually going to be shipping their RV to the United States and flying over. So, woo, that sounds like a plan. That'll be in November. Stay tuned. Make sure to check out their channel.
Yeah.
If somebody could put a link in for us, we'd appreciate that.
In Ontario, they're saying strict mask policy and vaccination passport to enter restaurants. And Grace hit something else while I was reading it.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Where was it?
It's okay. This
There we go.
happens. So I'm going to continue on.
There you go.
And I was going to say is that, so anyway, we're talking about the jobs and the Delta. And so I don't know if the inflation rates, who knows how that's going to affect, the RV industry, our travel, all these things are W and S, as I always like to say, wait and see. But the CDC, as far as the numbers, I guess that, and I think this is important because I may be kind of pro, we all get our shots and, it's going to go away. And I realize that it's not really that easy. But I see some of the numbers that are in the press that I don't think they mean to be distorted, but, there's, what do they say? There's statistics. No, there's numbers, palpable numbers, and then there's statistics. That's it. And so I hear sometimes on the news where, there's only 56% of the people in the United States that have been given shots, but they go by that all the way down to the age of 0. And kids, up until they're the teens, they weren't able to get shots. Now it looks like Pfizer is going to say, okay, we're going to work with the CDC and we're going to see if we can get it down to younger ages, the 5 to 11-year-old. But if you look at the numbers, the people who are eligible for shots, it's more like about 70%, 75%, actually 76% for those who are over 18 have had their shots. So that's a good thing. In fact, I don't know if you heard just, what was it, a couple days ago, but they have a new malaria vaccination, which is for, people in Africa. And I was over in Vietnam, in the great country of Vietnam, with the conflict, is that, you had your malaria pills every day, but it's nice that we're getting some ways for people to get vaccinated. I think that our numbers are doing a lot better than what some of the news channels or media it is. They want to sell papers. And so anyway, I think we're doing pretty good. I think I had actually a chart or two here now that we're going to dwell on this, but here it is. So the total is 216 million who have been at least one dose of vaccination, 65%. And if you consider those over 12 years old, because the ones under 12 can't get vaccinated, we're up to 76% of people 18 or greater, 78%, and 65 plus, 95. And so the problem, like last year, it got bad in October, and we're hoping that this October, you look to the right, we're starting to pop up. But look at this, it's going down. So this is really good because last September you saw December where it went way up there, 250,000 daily cases. That's per day, and so it looks like we're on a ramp down. So let's hope that we can really go back on the getting this thing licked, and us RVers can go out and play, get some fresh air, right? So anyway, that's what's going on there. And I see some stats show percentage of total population, and some show those. Yes, Linda, that's what I say is that, I may be pro everybody getting shots, but I don't think they should distort the numbers. I think the press is doing a misservice to kind of misstate the numbers in a way to try to get, they got to tell the real numbers, please.
Oh, that's like clickbait or something, isn't it?
Yeah, speaking of clickbait, I think we have a video there. Let's see if I can find this puppy. And here it is. So, I don't know if you notice, but some of the videos that are out there, they're really interesting. Is that the thumbnail you see on YouTube? They're like, or all these different. And,
what do you call those?
They're salacious. They have a spectacle. They're going beyond embellishment. I don't mind embellishment, but please, not going too far, way over the top. In fact, by the way, I love there's lots of them. Do you have one?
No, there's a big one of Michael's words that I have to write down for my words with friends.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I've got a video I want to share with you. And here, let's see. Oh, I have to go to this. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me go ahead and get myself out of here. And here we go.
Clicked YouTube for years, but you still click on them. You won't stop clicking on them.
Pretty positive she has a mustache. You got something on the line? What's on the line? Pull it in, what is that? That's not what I was expecting.
It's clickbait.
What is this? Ah.
What I need.
Well, there you have it. So, yeah, I mean, some of these thumbnails and some of the videos itself, they purport to do one thing, and then shoot, they go off the railroad track and they start heading somewhere else, and you got you, hook, line, and sinker, come on in. But we try to make it fairly authentic. And I know that Tim and all the rest of you out there who produce also, they sell the real deal. What do you think about that, Grace?
I'm not one for clickbait. It seems like sometimes there's people that every single episode something dramatic happens. I can't believe he left me. And then you find out he went to the store. So yeah, here's my clickbait, and it's going to stay right here on my desktop. We sell the real deal. Yes, we do. Rob and Jan Kanban.
Yeah, but it is true. It doesn't exist just on YouTube or Facebook or other places, which we'll talk about in a second. But even in the headlines of the things we were just talking about, how do they purport the COVID numbers? How many people have got their vaccinations and things like that? So we got to use a little bit of the jaundice eye.
Yeah, it's all about the headline.
Yeah, so sometimes I think we end up skimming and, what do they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, or whatever.
Fool me once, shame on
you.
Shame
on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
On me.
Or verse. Okay, so how about the economy? Thor Industries, they're the ones that make Airstreams and all these other things. They are rolling in the deep, honey. In fact, Adele's going to be doing a new. Tell us about Adele. Well, it's on the tip of your mind because I know you want to divert me from my story to yours.
This is a news show, so let me tie this into being out in the RV. But October the 15th, all around the world, you might be seeing 30, 30, 30.
30.
And a little background, there was 19, then there was 21, then there was 25, and on October 15th, Adele is dropping her new single. So look out, I will be missing in action for a while.
RV Living Life, they said that the Canadian stat, 76% of the population and 86% of those 12 and over. Hoo-hoo, good. Naj, good to have you here. And Micheline Spoiled Mama, welcome. When I see your name, I always think, may I have some pizza? I feel like it's in the Amalfi Coast of Italy over there.
She says she unsubscribed to a diver channel because the thumbnail every single time the police were called. Yeah, it be that way sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
so welcome, Naj. Good to see you, and those of you joining us.
For sure.
For sure. So, Michael, on the count of 3, I want you to give me your best thumbnail. Are you ready?
Oh, my best thumbnail?
1.
Okay.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's do it this way. If Michael does the best thumbnail picture, hit 1. If Grace does the best thumbnail picture, hit 2. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Got to be close. You know, that's one. You have to be close. It has to be a tight shot, not a medium, not a wide, not a close up, but an ECU, an extreme close up. Okay, Grace. Well, that's not fair. You got those pretty blue eyes. So
Gracie
how can I
hit
compete
the
with that in your
4.
nice
Okay,
blonde
you don't follow instructions, right?
hair?
So I think what she's
It's a
doing is
tie. It's a
she's
tie.
saying 2 plus 2 because I did 2 of them. So that's 4, right?
1.5. Robin Shan Can Van.
It's a tie.
I love it. You guys are so
1.5.
nice. Aren't they the best, honey? We've got the best audience out there. Aren't they the best?
We are very,
You
very
guys
blessed
crack
to
me
have
up.
all of you in our life.
And you too, honey. That was a great question. I wasn't expecting that one to come, but you kind of put us in real time on that one, didn't you?
So John
Okay,
says,
we're going to talk about Reno. Oh, go ahead.
John
says,
I think a lot of those channels do all that clickbait is using too much drama because they're overly dramatic. CC, closed caption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, it's
that is the true wisdom.
now I will say if I was, 10 years younger, 20 years younger, maybe 30, I'd say, if you got it, flaunt it. We'd be out there on the canoe and the kayak, and the thumbnails might look a little differently, but yeah, not going to happen now.
A little more flesh.
No, nobody wants to see a little more flesh anymore. Cover that.
Okay. What's your purpose, Grace?
My purpose is to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Isn't that the truth? Namaste. So when we were in the Reno area, we learned about the city ordinance forbidding verboten overnight parking, such as in Walmart or even the casino's parking lot. They say up to 8 hours, but not 8 hours plus. In other words, like truckers and things, to get a rest is fine. But so this week in Mountain View, California, down in the Silicon Valley, they've won up to Reno. They've spent a whopping $1 million to install signs that say no oversized parking. That means you RVers.
They could have just given me $1 million and I'd go out to every corner and shout it out.
I know. I mean, these guys that, have these signs that they turn around and spin and things, they could just have some of them out and give them great jobs. But $1 million for signs that say no oversized parking. Hey, Grace, We got a job for you. Any rate, so they're saying they want to stop rolling homeless. Well, I'd say maybe houseless, but when you consider what it costs, I mean, up here in north of San Francisco, for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, it's over $2,000 a month to rent an apartment. I mean, and it's not like the Taj Mahal or anything like that. So down there in the Silicon Valley, it's about 3,000 more for that, maybe 3,500. So you can see where some people, if they don't live in that area, I'll just bring my RV up and commute back and forth to work. But anyway, they had so many, and I get the other side. They said in July of last year, that is, they counted 191 RVs that were on this one street and another 68 that were hanging out in the lots. So yeah, I see that there are two sides to these. I know Texas, they've recently instituted some restrictions. So it will be interesting, I see. But, if you don't look like, you've got your slider out and, just kind of like, get the Barbie out, not barbecuing with your lawn chairs out and having some drinks, hopefully people who do need to kind of park for a while, that it's something that, this homeless problem is a big deal though. So I don't know. What do you think, Grace? What's the answer here?
I don't get paid enough money to figure that stuff out, honey.
Okay.
Oh, I see red, and I wanted to give you a big birthday shout out. Happy birthday. Good to see you.
Happy birthday, baby. Do, do, do.
16 candles.
Oh, I like that song.
That's a good one.
So let's talk about the fall colors, shall we?
Okay.
I don't know, are any of you out there going to be seeing some fall colors? We in California, we get some, but we don't have the sugar on our leaves, and it doesn't get the vibrance that we saw when we went down from the Green Mountains to the White Mountains to the Blue Ridge Mountains. And it is beautiful on the East Coast. So hopefully we're going to get some, but I don't know if Grace is getting something up now, but the fall colors aren't just in the East Coast. And our friend Denise with Colorado Martini, great channel, has the best fall foliage colors that we've seen in their neck of the woods. And Grace, do you have a picture? Well, I think I have one here, actually.
Yeah, you're the one who had the picture.
So if I do that and then do that, isn't that great? I love some of that. I'm going to go ahead and even magnify it a little bit. Let's see. Can I magnify?
That is beautiful.
It is, though. I just got to go in a little closer on that. There we go. Have to go off and then back again. And
nope.
Yeah,
no bigger.
Look at that. No bigger. Okay. At any rate, so I just thought that was really nice. And so it did make me think about wondering if any of you out there are going to be also doing something along the same lines as seeing some fall colors.
And I also want to mention, I did see that video that Colorado Martini put out, and it's phenomenal. She and I both love those trivia, educational points of interest. And you'll want to make sure to watch that video because what she tells you about the aspen trees is phenomenal.
It is, yes. When you find out that there's this subculture that's been there for how many years? Tens of thousands of years? I don't know. A long time anyway. Oh, and Red says going to go to the mountains on the way back to Illinois to get my potty fixed and the door lock. Oh, that's nice. It's always good when you get your tools sharpened, so to speak.
Gotta have a working potty.
Yeah. What do we have? What's the next thing on our RV that we have for maintenance?
Emptying it out.
There's always, that's right. There's always some things. Oh, that, yes. Anyway, it's that time of year. What happens October 15th, Grace, this year, every year?
Yeah, besides Adele's new song coming out?
Yeah, besides that.
I have no idea.
You've been spending quite a bit of time, and this wasn't on the agenda for you, but now that I say it, it'll hit a nerve with you, a really big nerve with you. Not tax, something with the government. talk to me
rebate?
about health insurance.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me, I got to call and find out about my benefits. I'll be back.
The Medicare open enrollment for those of you who are not the young puppies and are eligible for it. So in the United States, that is. The Canadians have a little something better than we do. But anyway, so yeah, I guess people can go to medicare.gov or 1-800-Medicare on the phone. And so, your cost is the big thing. And Grace's, it went up just a little bit last year. So now
Yeah,
she's like, what did
200%.
they say? What does Paul say, honey?
Oh, listen or feel?
Paul Stabell?
Either
you're either going to listen or you're going to feel. And she had to feel last year. So now she's looking at options, cost, coverage, prescription drugs, and, your quality of care. And then what if you're going to travel outside the U.S. or things like that? All things to consider. So anyway, I don't know if any of you have any.
That we're all paying attention and watching and finding out what our options are. If we're old enough, we definitely want to be able to take advantage of Uncle Sam after giving him all that money for so many years. If we're not old enough, make sure you call your benefits and make sure that they're changing, that you've got the right plan.
So Grace, will you admit it when you are 62 years old as a married bride to someone over 65, and so that you can get lower rates? Would that be something interesting to you?
Currently, I don't think if I'm married to somebody over that age, I can get any benefits. But when I'm 62, I can
That's what I said, 62.
Yeah, I don't think I can get medical benefits in, but I can get Social Security from you.
Oh, I guess maybe I got it mixed up. I think you might be right. You can go ahead and start taking your Social Security out early.
I can start getting part of his while mine keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Now, I knew there was a reason you married an old guy. Okay, so yeah, it's a royal pain in the patootie. I like that, to figure it all out. You are so right on that, Sue. Yeah. Okay, well, Grace, what beats wireless cellular telephone service and internet? What beats it, honey? What beats it?
What beats cellular wireless service?
Yeah.
Only being with you in person, my love.
Oh, well, thank you, darling. That is the right answer. Let me go here.
Yeah, baby, nailed it.
I saw you nailed it.
You know what? Here we go. What do I win? What do I win?
That's right. Grace, you are a wiener. And so, okay, I'm getting some nice comments there. I'm on federal healthcare program for the retirees until 2029. And I saw a nice one, Part B, secondary up, and Part D up. Yep, check. So good to see you all are on the top of your game also. So I was talking about the Starlink service. And Elon Musk is saying that in October, and I think this is October, is that it'll be ending the beta program, which is affectionately called better than nothing. Yeah, it's been a lot better than nothing for most people, but for $100, $99 a month, I guess, is that, very fast internet service out in the sticks where, they couldn't even get cellular service sometimes, and Hughes satellite was not so hot. So at any rate, they're going to be upping their capacity of people coming in, like where we live here. I think I did I filled out the paperwork, put the $99 deposit just to see if it might be something we would want. It's been about 6 months. And so I wouldn't be surprised in the next month or so, and some other people will have that opportunity. Yes. Question.
Is this going to be a little device about this size?
Oh, the size of it.
And then will it have an adapter about this size?
It's called a Dishy, and the size of the router is about maybe just a little bigger than this, but it would be the router's about this size.
And then
the dish itself.
You'll have all this that goes with it.
The dish looks like a big pizza. That's why they call it a dishy, and it's flat. But yeah, it'll have to be somewhere if we're gonna do it.
Oh my goodness, I'm pulling all this stuff off my desk, and maybe I need to get rid of some things because I just found this little guy, and it's got, oh, it's still plugged in though. It's got dust growing on it. It only comes
thanks
with
for sharing,
headphones, honey.
Grace.
It only comes with
Thanks for-
headphones.
Oh, I see. You want something that size. Well, okay. If you don't want internet service, hey, that's cool. We'll be
We
fine. We
have
can
internet
visit a lot.
service, actually. I think
We
by
do
what,
most
3
of the time. It's
or
true.
4 providers.
But don't you remember when we were up at Lake Sonoma that I don't have enough to upload. I can't do a video transmission. And so your husband got a Mimo out. Do you remember the Mimo? Have you forgotten? So we know we tried our booster, which we have up on the roof, so it doesn't take space. But the multiple input, multiple output, honey. Let me finish my sentence just once in a while. Thank you very much. It's about this size, and it's an antenna. It's not much thicker than that. You just put it out the window, and all of a sudden, we were getting good download speeds, but uploads was less than a megabit. So, all I'm saying is, sometimes these extra things we have is that Grace ain't so happy with it until it's something that gets rid of her pain, baby.
I got pills to get rid of my pain.
Maybe that's what I need. Share some of your pills. Don't be so stingy. Any rate, so it turns out that they've got 1,400 satellites up there flying around, and that as they're getting them all in position, they're saying that they're going to increase their capacity. They have 600,000 people on the service now, and so in the future months, they're going to start cranking it up to 1 million or more. But it's not going to get all 380 million people or whatever we have in the United States. That ain't going to happen. But for rural areas, because they can, within about like a 15-mile radius, 15-mile radius, maybe 25 kilometers, whatever it was. Yeah, about that is that it can have about 1,000 people per service area, cellular area. So that will be the problem until they launch the next 10,000 or so. So stay tuned, and I hope that the odds may ever be in your favor, as they said in the Hunger Games. Yes, Grace. Oh boy, minus a point for Michael for scolding Grace on the air. Let me do it. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Hi.
No, I'm a wolf. Woof, woof.
Okay, now I like you.
Yeah,
okay,
you're our friend. You can moderate for us. Thank you for that. So next topic is lithium, honey. Do you want to talk about the Salton Sea?
That was an article that you pulled up that was really interesting. Michael and I have been by the Salton Sea several times on our way to Quartzsite, and for the most part, it's like a ghost town. It's just really strange looking and strange smelling. I mean, and you can see like dead fish bones and just not a pleasant place, but there may be new life getting pumped back into the Salton Sea. Michael, you can tell them all that information.
Well, I guess a lot of it's on the economics, honey, because it turns out that, the amount of heat and energy it takes to be able to get the lithium out of the ground. But we just find when we go down there, and a box fan, do you know what I'm talking about? You've been out into that area, I'm sure, but it's an environmental. Oh man, it's bad. And so the area has been quite depressed over the last 40, 50 years. And it would be so great if they can all of a sudden, all this salt and decaying bones from fish and dead birds and everything, is that if they can go ahead and manufacture it into lithium for batteries, because we have a big need, and we have even more need where we start doing more conversion to solar. And how do you store the energy from the sun. It was lithium batteries. So it looks like it's going to be very promising. In fact, we were at Boron, which is very near there. And it turns out that they were thinking, well, maybe we can get some more gold out of these gold mines. And they discovered this other powder, lithium there also. So, it's mostly comes from other countries like Somalia and places that are not necessarily very friendly. And so the prices have not been too bad on lithium, but it looks like the United States, especially that part of California, they might be able to keep our prices low, which is a very good thing. I wish them all very well. That was a pretty cool thing that we found out about.
So is lithium the new gold?
Pretty much is. Yeah, I would say it is the new gold. Yeah, because that's what happened at Boron. They were looking for gold and they thought, hey, we're going to make some serious bank on this also.
Can they turn do they need water to process that?
Well, they have, that saltine water. So yeah, they're okay with that. But that's a good question.
Gracie
I don't know that they need fresh water. But, just on that note, how did the Salton Sea end up the way it was? Well, they had the Army Corps of Engineers had a problem up in the mountains, and they had for over a year where they had some dynamite charges. It diverted the water from the Colorado River. And it came down and made, it wasn't a Salton Sea, it was a freshwater sea. And all these people from Los Angeles were like going over there and buying it, flying over on a plane. I'll buy some of that property. And it was a real mecca for a weekend getaway for the people from Los Angeles. And eventually the Army Corps of Engineers, no, this water's got to go towards Southern California and have our allocation for Mexico. And so they shut it off, and then that was the end of the good fortune. So they don't have a lot of fresh water down there, as anyone who lives down in that area knows. Yes, Grace?
Gracie has a question. You see it?
Oh, what happens to the lithium B after they are no longer usable?
Great question.
That's a good question, and there's a lot of good information on the internet about not so much the lithium, but a bigger concern is the solar panels, because the solar panels, if they have the better part of a 20-year lifespan, is what happens with the solar panels. And they can recover some, but not all of the materials, because they have some rare materials that are also used in the solar panels. So I think the lithium is I think it's the cathode. You have an anode and a cathode and all this stuff. I think they're okay with the battery recycling, but when it comes to the solar panels themselves, I don't know if you've been, Gracie, if you've got a chance to go into Southern California or some of these places in Nevada where they have these arrays of tens of thousands or more. I don't know if they're 100,000, but it goes on for a mile, any direction. It's just that nothing but solar panels as far as the eye can see. So yeah, that is something in the future that I guess they're trying to be sure that they can recycle some of the rare elements that are not necessarily great. So good question.
Welcome, Dee. It's good to see you. She says that she loved the Salton Sea when she was young, but not anymore. It stinks. Yeah, it was a huge, at one point, the market was so hot on housing that real estate agents would actually fly their clients over the lake and they'd show them the property. And before they even landed, the property would be sold. So for those who have grandparents who didn't like you very much and they left you the Salton Sea property, surprise on
good luck with that. Maybe. Yeah, but if you're left brain, then go to Wikipedia. Great article. If you're right brain, just go to YouTube. There are some phenomenal documentaries that have been done on it. It's fun. So speaking of things that are,
I imagine by the time solar panels die off, they will have a solution. They said the same about lithium batteries, which are now recyclable. That's great.
Yes, that's correct.
And Box Van D said that those solar panels that you see are on Highway 60, the California windmills also.
For sure. And then I guess Gracie, also good point you bring up is, oops, Grace, I'll let you click on these things because we're both clicking at the same time.
Is this one you want? No, I haven't been down there.
No.
Okay, go ahead. I have something else.
Okay. Thank you, darling. Anyway, Gracie, I guess yes, when it comes to some of the places like Highway 60, and when we're going down to Box Van D's area down at Quartzsite, you can either go to Bakersfield and then cut across to Tehachapi, and thousands of windmills. It's sort of like down by Palm Springs. You think it must be windy when you see thousands of these huge wind generators there. But yeah, this is really kind of fascinating. Although I think this time we're going to plan on going with the escapees to Lake Havasu area, which is another phenomenal place that we love to go. So we're going to be like snowbirds come January, aren't we, honey?
We are. We hope to spend some time and meet as many as you. It sounds like some are going to be trying to come down from Canada. It looks like RV Living Life might be there, as well as perhaps Lance. So that would be great. Mm-hmm. And I want to say thanks to Sue for being here. We appreciate you helping us to moderate.
I was just going to say the same thing. Thank you, honey. So yes, Sue, great to have you here. Love your shows. We don't get up early enough for the Monday morning, unless I'm up at 6 a.m. our time, but great show they have on Monday. And then the other Thursday, I think it is, but awesome fun. And that she is always there to help all the rest of us. So thank you for that very, very much. So speaking of them, snowbirds and things, for those of you who aren't, I wonder, I'm sure, Red, you're kind of thinking about winterizing your rig there. I do have some insulation to put over some of our pipes under the RV, and I haven't put that up yet. So it's actually, I think I got it Camping World. Maybe I don't oftentimes get there. Maybe it was on Amazon, but it's fairly thick and it goes all around. It's kind of has a sleeve in it, so you just kind of is very easy to put it over. And we have not had where we've been down beneath freezing for very long. So that's been good for us. But I know some of you who put up your RVs during the wintertime and you need to blow out your lines, then put the antifreeze in and do some extra work to it. It is getting to be about that time of year for some of you. And so at any rate, yeah, I guess that we saw a website on our insurance company for RV. It says, yeah, here's some things to winterize. So I guess it's a win-win if the insurance company doesn't have claims and we don't have the things to be out. But we tend to stay where it's above freezing, don't we, darling?
I am not into snow, not at all. Don't like being cold.
Do you like
I want to answer Gracie's question a while back. She asked about where was Kaliki. He was in here with us a little while ago, and when the show ends, about 5 to 10 minutes in, there's a little update on Kaliki that you can see.
Yes. Rob and Jen, thank you for being up here. Have a good evening.
And I just text our Gina to see if she's going on tonight. Does anybody know if she is? Oh, she says she is with the grandchildren tonight, and she hopes to see us next week.
Okay, so 1 week off for good behavior. And Grace will be with our grandkids next Saturday.
We're swapping our grandkids.
That's right. We're taking tag team wrestling, right?
Exactly.
And Red says, oh, honey, I'll let you do yours there. Go ahead.
Red says, wintering, Michael?
Michael, what do I do? Just heading your way to California after Denver for Thanksgiving. Oh, who knows? Hopefully, maybe we'll get a chance to see you if you're coming up to the northern part of the state. And so, at any rate, for one of the things is that you're underneath it where air can get there if you're not running it at night. But yeah, to have your pipes, not so much the black water or the gray water, the big pipes, but the other ones where your water goes through. You don't want your water to freeze. I mean, some people, if you are like hooked up to running water, like at a campground, you can just leave a slight drip so the water is always kind of going through it, and you can get down below freezing and still not have your pipes freeze because the water is running. In fact, when we have at our home here, Grace, when it gets down below 30, like my father would always, he would just run the water in the garden hose just a little bit. Or you can put like a blanket over it or something like that, but not so much in your RV. So the insulation, having a little, it's like a styrofoam almost, but it's more like sponge rubber, I guess, but it goes over those. And then if you're not going to be using some of your pipes for a month or so, then you take your traps and blow them out and put some antifreeze in them and some of your lines, and be sure, of course, to clean those out. Don't want them in your drinking water because we don't want to drink antifreeze at all, needless to say.
Yeah.
But there are things you can do to make it more winterized.
I'm going to be more like Red. I'm going to, in the fantasy world, when I win the lottery, I'm going to have an RV in upstate New York by the Finger Lake region, and we'll be in that area come, late spring, summer, maybe even in the autumn. And I'll stick around when the rain starts, because upstate New York, that first rain, that smell, if they could only put it in a candle, it's the best smell in the world. Okay. But the minute that rain hits, going back to Cali.
Speaking of weather and the elements, Grace, I have a good one with the, this is from France. This is a bike rider. Grace and I, we like to ride our bikes, but we don't like to be out in the mud and things like that. Do you want me to go ahead, Grace, before I show?
Before we segue to that topic, I just want to, Gracie has another great question. She's got some good ones. She says, I wonder if pool noodles will work to cover pipes while stationary.
Absolutely. But the thing is those pool noodles, if I can say that, the opening is kind of small. So if it's only as big as your thumb, there we go. Then yeah, if the pipe is bigger than that, then it won't really go around it very much. So take a look at those pool noodles and make sure that they have enough of an opening on the inside that it will go over whatever it is that you want to cover.
Or get
those pipes.
Get two and tape them.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, something to consider anyway.
Well, at least
Good
hurry
point.
up before they raise them to $1.25 at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, in fact, it's a good point, honey, but you're jumping ahead to the next one. Good for you. But some people, it's like aluminum tape. I see it at Home Depot and Lowe's and those types of places. And it's actually just kind of an aluminum tape. You just kind of wrap it around there. So there's different ways to do that. So Grace, can I go complete that now?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so here's mud in your eye, as they say. Let me get myself off here. But first when I saw it, I said, what is it? This was on the week, and this is some of the photos of the week. And I thought, this one, it's definitely got my eye. Ha, ha, ha. And you see, there's somebody there that got a little mud on their face when they were bike riding. I just can't imagine how they were able to squint their eyes and see where they were going. But if you got people ahead of you that are throwing up mud off of their bikes and it's coming your way, I had this actually, I hadn't thought about this till the second. I was up there by Redding, California, by Lake Shasta. And I was on my motorcycle, 350 Kawasaki, and the guy behind me had a Honda 90, which off-roads, he could go so much faster than I could because I had a street bike and he had a dirt bike. But I got ahead of him and he was trying to pass me, and I just started going fast down this grade, but there was kind of almost dried out riverbed that had some mud, and I started fishtailing. And we got to the main road. his face and his helmet both looked exactly like this. I could only see
Wow.
his eyes. So the eyes have it, I guess. Haha, play on words. But anyway, I thought that was kind of an interesting picture there that I saw from Roubaix in France. I know the
That's,
AIX, they don't pronounce the X's.
isn't there a
Rabat
song about that?
could be. Tell me, what is it? Yeah,
When the mud hits your eye like a big
like a
pizza
big
pie,
pizza pie, that's
that's
amore.
dirty.
Gracie is talking about when I start living full time in Mariposa.
Mariposa is Butterfly, her
Oh,
RV.
yeah. Oh, okay. The Mariposa. I'm sorry. I thought you meant
Keep
there's
up,
like a
keep
Mariposa
up.
County down in Arizona. Yeah. I plan on staying in Arizona. Mariposa in Mariposa. Hello.
That's going to be
That's
awesome. I
good one.
can't wait. In fact, you know what? Let's see, I don't think I have any mods here, so I'm going to segue and put up a link to Gracie's Sinking Adventures. Now that she is retired, she has been what she doesn't like being described as a non-content YouTuber. So she is going to be producing some content. So I'm going to find her link and I will have that posted.
Thank you for all of our non-content providers for being here, and appreciate you coming by and dialing us in. And we look forward to like commenting on some of the things that are on your mind too. So we've got another 18 minutes or so. And Gracie is, I am a mod. I didn't know that, Gracie.
Oh,
Does she have a
thank you.
wrench or anything?
You can put it in, but I have it right here, so I can put it in. She is a mod.
Please do. Yeah. Please do. Wow. I don't have the YouTube up in front of me. So awesome. She's going to be dangerous.
There you go.
And John is talking about Celerin tape, SVC tape, and it's silver. Yes. Thank you for that, John. Awesome. You can always count on John. He's got all of the answers. So I guess I wanted to get.
She's a girl with tools.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I guess 2 stories left, Grace. You want to talk a little bit about the Facebook situation, or you want me to take care of that one?
I actually, believe it or not, was kind of it was our anniversary. We were celebrating up at the lake, so we weren't really aware that Facebook world had crashed. So what can you tell them about that, Michael?
Oh, yes. I did see it. And let's see, I'm searching for where I have it in the show notes. But in essence was that on Monday, I think it was, they had a little problem. They have all these places where they aggregate the internet traffic. They call them routers. They're gateway routers. And so these ones that they have between one of their huge data centers and another, that's on the backbone. So these backbone gateway routers, they did a update to them. You do these things all remotely from, up in the sky somewhere. And there was a problem. And oftentimes you can just roll it back out, kind of like what we do sometimes when you update Windows or your Apple operating systems, whatever. But they were unable to. And because, of security and things, they have it. So it's hard to then get back in. So unless you get physical entrance anyway, so it was a mess for 6 hours. They were down, and that's, I don't know how many tens or hundreds of millions of dollars it cost them, because they're not doing any advertising, right? And we don't pay them for subscriptions. So it was a sad time, but it was right at the same time when a former Facebook whistleblower was talking to a Senate committee about what was she perceived is that Facebook's focusing on making money that was at the expense. We talked about clickbaits, in fact, and for youth, for the algorithm, even though some of the stories and things they knew were in a category of they were incite people to be angry, especially our youth. And they're like, well, this is how we make money. This is what the algorithm wants to do. So we're going to let it do it. And so she testified that Facebook management leadership was trying to maximize shareholder value, money, rather than that. And some people, conspiracy people, said, well, is that the reason they had the gateway routers shut down to show what, if the government wanted to like break us up, well, here's what would happen if you didn't have us around. I think that's a conspiracy theory, but it always makes good stories, doesn't it? So that was kind of the basis of what was going on with Facebook. And then if that wasn't enough, I think it was the day before yesterday, Thursday, they had another outage for a couple hours. So I would not want to be in a technical position or management position for Facebook right now. But that wouldn't be just Facebook, but it would also be the Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, all their different things were part of their backbone network. So anyway, I don't know if any of you use Facebook, but, we do have some great groups that we like as RVers, it's a great way to communicate. Some of the forums that used to be there are kind of difficult. And well, if we have 3.5 billion people that are using Facebook, let's just all use that. But, with incredible power comes what, Grace? Incredible responsibility too, right? So how about you? Were you okay with that, Facebook?
Like I said, I didn't notice too much. It also, I will say, actually, I did notice on Instagram because I was going to post on Instagram and that went down with Facebook. And then Bridget made a comment regarding, she texted me happy anniversary. And then she said, did you guys bring down Facebook? Did everybody wishing you guys happy anniversary bring down Facebook? And that's the first I'd heard about it.
Yeah. I'm looking now. It was on October 4th. That was a 6-hour outage. And then again on the 8th, they had another 2 hours. So I guess, when you consider there's something free, it doesn't affect us that much if it's only for several hours. But, when you have something that you pay big money for, you expect the service to be high quality and working. So anyway, that was just kind of, I thought, a little interesting sidebar
what was that about paying high money for Facebook and Instagram? What?
I said, fortunately, we do not have to pay big bucks.
Oh, true. It's like when they change the rules and everybody gets mad. How dare you change the rules on the platform that you own and let us use for free?
Ooh, like that, huh? Well, I've only got one other item, honey. Do we have anything with the comments out here? See Karen, Boardman. Good to see you here. I hope you're doing well tonight.
And I
so some
see,
of you out there, tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods. I'd love to hear what things your guys are passionate about these days.
I see James as well. I hope he's on the mend and feeling better. And we definitely want to give a shout out to Captain Jack's scraper. It was good to see Holly back with him tonight. We're glad that she's home and starting to feel better. And shouts out to you, James, as well as for Dee. And she's such a sweet, loving person to be helping her ex in his illness. So, and our little baby Kaliki, we pray that everybody's feeling better soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll let you wrap it up, Michael, and get a little early start because we haven't had dinner yet and we're going to be going out on the town.
Oh, like that. Well, I'm going to take a minute here to figure out how I'm going to get to the screen. So I'm going to let you ad-lib for a bit. And do I have a screen here?
I get to talk.
I
have nothing to say.
Ouch. Ouch.
There you go. Are you ready?
No, you go ahead. I don't know if I can find this screen here.
Hello, Nick.
Isn't that
I see
fascinating?
Nick with the Dyson Crazy Adventures. Good to see you. And we are going to be dining at one of our favorite restaurants here in Petaluma or in the RV because we pretty much get it to go. It's too cold to sit at the outside tables. But they have the best tri-tip in town. It's called Lombardi's. I think they've been in business for more than 20 years, but they wrap up. They make the best tri-tip on their several outdoor barbecuers. And then you get a salad and beans, and all of it's like $26, and it's enough to last us for 2 nights. So best deal in town. And I'm going to give Michael the floor so he can go ahead and share with you.
Okay, I don't know. Is my text backwards, or how am I doing there? I'm going to get
backwards.
It is. Okay, I got myself in the lower part of the screen here. Let's see.
I like the way you just
maybe
flipped
over
around.
there. Say that again.
You just flipped around. It was really cool.
You like that when I flip around like this? Now you see me. Now I'm over there. Now I'm there.
Gymnastics. Are y'all impressed?
Okay. Well, let's see. I know I love to mesmerize my bride, but one of these is that I think this one will do it. And if I have to change something 100, let's see. There's the X rotation and then the Y rotation. This stuff gets. Let's see.
Gracie says you have smooth moves.
No, that wasn't it. Let's see. Go back to 0, and then this
Anybody
one.
else getting dizzy?
This one, honey.
Yay!
Phew. Hey. Okay. Anyway, I thought this was great. I wanted to say is that I saw a couple videos this week that, I thought, I don't think we should do this kind of salacious, kind of spectacle, kind of like drama. Not kind of, a lot. But, when we go RVing, we like to have fun and enjoy the company of others, see the sights, and think that, we're try to be reasonably safe. But, we've seen a couple of videos this week by one very big YouTuber, and they had it on like carrying handguns and different kind of weapons. And it's like, whoa. I don't know if we should talk about that kind of stuff, but I did see a website that I thought was great. And it's about this girl that's 17 years old. And for 2 years, meaning when she was 15, she started to live in her, well, she's kind of like Tim in a vehicle. And so I thought, that was, good for her. And I just wanted to show some of the things that she talked about. There's a picture, I think you can see it, how to stay safe. And Tim, I don't know if you're still there, but doesn't that kind of look like a rig like you have? So she's been doing it for 2 years, and she has found some rules of the road. They're not talking about handguns or whatever on how to be safe. First and foremost, I always tell somebody I trust where I'm going. Excellent. She actually carries a satellite phone, so if she is out there away from cell service, then she can contact her loved ones. I don't think she has a telephone when she says phone. I think it's for texting probably. They're somewhat more affordable. So, and you also can get your weather updates there. She looks to see what the weather conditions are. And, when she's up there in the snow like that, wants to be sure that she's not going to get stuck and stranded. And I'm sure she has some extra food available. I download offline maps, especially when I'm in the remote areas. I carry paper maps. Hey, how about that for emergencies? Yeah, maybe at least has some of the more major roads. Or you can download some of them. When I can, I choose campsites with good reviews that are near towns. Now, that is probably one of the top items. Is there's so much out there for all the different apps and websites for reviews. And the next one, if I'm stuck in a bigger city overnight, I'm careful about where I park. And she talks about the types of things such as, pointing your vehicle out. I do my best to find and scope out a camp spot before it gets dark. When I park my car for the night, I keep it oriented so I can easily exit, get out of Dodge if I need to. Important to be prepared. In other words, to be able to leave on a moment's notice, have your car doors locked and, don't have to be fumbling for your keys if you got to jump up front, and get out of there if you hear some loud noises or something bothers you. I keep some type of a self-defense weapons near me. And so, I don't know if you have a frying pan or whatever, but be sure that you have something that would be maybe even like bear spray, I think she mentions. I stay on top of my car maintenance and try to avoid it breaking down. Yes, for sure. You don't want to be stranded and have to be walking. In some stranger comes by, hey, honey, you want a ride? Having curtains in my car gives me extra privacy. Yes, you don't want people to be able to see you. Carry extra supplies and essentials wherever she goes. Excellent. I'm sure enough food and water and things to keep you warm. Anything else? My gas tank is always pretty. What's that, honey?
Extra? Someone say extra?
Extra. Read all about it. I never share too much personal information with people I meet along the way. And I keep, like say, the gas tank is always at least half full, especially when she's heading to a remote area. If I get even the slightest feeling, and our friend Kevin, the Nomadic experience, no more organized chaos, would agree with this entirely. If I ever get the slightest feeling that something might be off, I avoid the situation. Yes, you just say, no, this is not a great place. My spider sense or whatever it is say, don't stay there. And that's it. So anyway, I just thought, without having people get freaked out about, being ready for World War III or whatever, it seemed to me like it was a good common sense types of things that they had out there for us to use common sense on what we do. Grace, I think we're getting close.
We are.
Did you like that or have any comments?
I'm getting a German Shepherd puppy in a few months, and he will be my protector. Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited for you.
You can't beat an organic burglar alarm device. Yes. But just on that note, one of the things I will say that we found is not much money and gives you a huge bang for the buck is at nighttime. And that is just to have some of these solar lights that the light panel, the LED light panel is about this big and the solar part is about that big. So the overall units maybe about that size, and it's only about like 1.5 inches or 2 inches thick. It's got contact.
Good. I was just gonna say I love those.
Thank you. It's got contact on the back. You just clean it off, slap it on the side. It gets the sun. Nighttime, if anything moves, it lights up, and it puts out a lot of light. There's only one downside, and that is that if I thought, well, I should put it up high, maybe at like 7 feet or more. Well, if you're taking your RV at nighttime and other cars are going by you, the light's coming on them. So, it's like you can just put a little something over the, there's an on off switch. It's got like a little pin you stick inside if you do want to turn it off. But or else just put some tape over the sensor and you're good to go. But just be aware if you
like when we were at Lake Sonoma, which I have to tell you, that video will be coming out. We've got one that's probably going to be coming tomorrow. That finishes up our trip to Idaho. It's in Boise. And then after that, we'll be doing Sonoma Lake. And we don't have a lot of video of this part. So this is just like a, FYI behind the scene. But honey, was that sky not the most incredible sky you've ever seen in your life? Did I show you shooting stars?
Yeah, at nighttime, when you don't have the light pollution. And the thing that was most remarkable, I've seen the Big Dipper many, 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 many times, of course, but it was just right over the horizon. And it was the bottom of the ladle was facing the right way. It was facing up. It was like, wow. And I think that, the front part of the ladle with the two on the end of the front of it, it points up to the North Star, I think, to Orion or whatever. But yeah, it was just a phenomenal evening. And of course, that means is that there was no moon out those nights.
Yeah,
you can't have light pollution or it doesn't work.
I've never seen the Milky Way in all its glory like that. It was right above us. We were laying on the picnic bench and shooting stars everywhere. Or that might have just been Michael making my heart flutter. And yes, Gracie, your hometown will be featured, the beautiful Greenbelt. So that's going to be coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned.
Boise was beautiful. And the Boise River is, we looked at some review, some lady online, and there's not that much in parks. Yeah, she didn't go on the Greenbelt because go about 10 miles each way and downtown is right where the university is. And it was chock full of different things. So we were very impressed with the city of Boise.
It's absolutely stunning. So impressed. We actually have it as a possibility for when we downsize. So I think we're about ready to say goodnight. We thank all of you for being here with us. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So you mean everything to us.
Yeah, so stay tuned, and we look forward to seeing things that are on your channels there. For I'm seeing a lot of our good friends out there, and thanks for dropping by. And we look forward to checking out what's going in your neck of the woods too. So as always, happy trails to you until we meet again.
Peace out.
Peace out. Bye for now.